It Depends for Men Undergarment Studios in Orange County, California. It's the indispensable Thursday show with Sable and Dave. Mediocrity never goes out of style. So infectious, you're lip syncing to the intro of the show.
And apparently I don't know the words to the intro yet.
Yeah, you did a horrible job.
I was like, what did we say? Live in the studio,
Recorded live. We hired that guy to come in. Remember that Don Pardo guy?
Yeah, I think his name was DS. His initials were the same as yours.
Yeah.
Hey.
Andy Kindler hates us.
Oh.
You know the comedian Andy Kindler?
He
he hates me because I'm the one tweeting.
I don't know him yet, but
I do all the tweeting. He fucking
know.
hates everything I tweet. He just climbs up my ass and opens up a barbed wire umbrella. He just hates me.
Well, you know
why?
I
think he blocked me today.
Because our Twitter pretty much sucks.
Well, what sucks about our Twitter?
Our Twitter is mean. It is insightful. Not insightful like thoughtful. It's inciting like it makes people angry and want to kill you.
Especially Andy Kindler, but he's pretty little prickly cunt for a comic. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, I heard all comics were messed up in the inside. Yeah. So, good thing I'm not a comic because I was working with my faculty again, just like the last two shows now, right? I had my my delicate little flowers for the last two shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this time I'm doing these workshops again. It's a series of workshops for another couple of weeks. And then hopefully I'll be able to lay off of these. So I'm with these people all day long. And they have to understand college faculty don't work for 6 weeks between classes. So if you see them in the middle of January, they're there for a reason. Well, the reason was because we're paying them $350 to show up and sit in a workshop and play with some web software all day.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, oh, God, we have to switch again. First, I was on WebCT, and then I learned this other thing at another college, and then we had to do Blackboard. And here we are 6 years later, switching again.
It's only been 6 years, and they have to already just switch to a new thing?
Right, and I'm trying to say...
They probably get a new iPhone every 8 months. And
I'm saying just get over it. So for the most part, the faculty have been pretty much like... glazed eyes, very droll. I had to ask them. I had a little moment. I wasn't being a jerk, but I said, when I ask a question of you guys, it's not. This isn't YouTube. I'm actually asking you a question, and I'm waiting for you to respond. And if you'd like,
Professor's a dick in this class.
If you'd like, I'll just wait. I've made it 4 minutes and 50 seconds one time in class for somebody to respond, and they go, no, that's okay. And they talk really quietly. And
what are they learning?
Oh, we're talking about.
I know the listeners are extremely excited to know what the staff is learning at your school.
I'm teaching faculty how to start using the learning management system Canvas.
Canvas. Okay.
And it's a pretty good learning system. They're using.
They can post videos to that, can't they? And
they can record videos right from the editor.
Right.
It's called the Rich Content Editor.
And Canvas now takes SRT subtitle files, which I can provide to them.
Yes, it does exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a big
deal. Good. Okay, Canvas. I actually know what that is, sort of.
They don't want to be here. So I'm trying anything I can. Aside from dancing, because this is not what I want to do in front of the faculty, to get some laughs. And I got a couple of chuckles. I'm trying to keep things light, but I actually hit a nerve and got the whole class busting up laughing.
Did you play the Jihad couple for them?
Oh, that would have been good, but they probably wouldn't have laughed.
Our band faux sitcom that we can't play because we think it'll get us killed.
So Andy's going to hate me even more because I'm going to describe a joke.
He doesn't listen, I'm sure. He just reads the tweets.
It wouldn't go over well with you, so I'm just going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
And as we're talking, I mentioned that there's one feature that when you use this feature, it trumps the other feature that's below it. And I noticed people's eyes glazing over. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. We're not supposed to use that word anymore."
Glazed?
Trump.
Oh.
And they just
I went to the donut. I went to the donut,
Busted up laughing. The whole class, 14 people lost it. For that little subtle, I was like, okay, great. We're not supposed to talk about politics on the campus. That's what I got.
All right, so Canvas training humor.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm just sharing. I had my delicate sunflowers complaining before, and then I had the passive-aggressive notes pasted everywhere to make sure I erase the board and turn off the computers.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Plus, I also got the complaints through the chain of command. Probably went through the president's office and then back down through me.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm just relaying some more of that information. I don't know. I got people who have no fear of losing their jobs have no control.
Yeah. Tenure. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a shitty thing?
It
could be both.
Discuss. Hey, that would be a good open-ended discussion.
Tenure,
prompt.
shitty or good? I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I think it's probably shitty.
If the Supreme Court rules against unions, we may have some different changes in colleges coming up.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I don't like... You remember this? The Scott Walker thing brought up an interesting point about can government workers unionize, which I think is bullshit because no one asked me. I'm part of the people who are paying them. I need to know. I need to know what you want your raise to be, so I can say yes or no.
Right?
Well, what the fuck? You can't organize and negotiate a salary with. Someone other than the people paying your salary? I don't like that.
What essentially happens in the unions in colleges for teachers, for the staff, and it drives me a little bit bonkers, is they mandatory take a percentage out of your paycheck.
Yeah.
I think it's 1%. So you're paying $50, $60, $80 a month, no matter what. And they call it a fair share. Now, I argued, well, I don't need to be part of the union. I don't want my money to go to your politics. I don't necessarily agree with them. And I would rather take that money and put it in my kid's college fund. And they said, too bad, get a job somewhere else. You have to pay this. So I've been begrudgingly paying it. But if the Supreme Court decision goes through, we'll be able to stop paying that. And then, oh my God, I can't believe it.
If you want to, because I think opponents say, oh, they're taking away their money. But no, they're just saying you don't have to pay it if you don't fucking want to.
So what would happen is I would then have the option to join the union or not.
Yes.
Well, so technically you're not a member of the union when they take your money, and you're not helped by the union. They don't actually do anything for you. They won't show up if you need them.
No.
You have to pay them an extra $1.
$1?
Out of your $50, you got to pay them an extra 70 cents to $1
to actually do something for you.
Yeah. So what'll happen, I'm hoping, is I'll get my money back. I'll get my $50 back every month, and then I'll have the choice. Would I like to give this $50 to a bunch of assholes who are going to go and bribe politicians, or would I like to put it in my kid's college fund?
No, okay.
Yeah, that's right. No.
Okay, no.
Now, if the unions wanted my money, which they do, they could make a strong case to me. Why do they deserve my money?
Yeah.
And then I could tell them
yes or no.
Or go fuck yourself.
Right. No.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Man, I didn't even realize I was thinking about that.
It just had to come out of you.
Like that ice cream I had from Brewster's.
Oh,
Woo.
Brewster's.
Oh, you don't know about Brewster's?
Is it a nearby establishment?
Dude, you could walk to Brewster's from here. Real ice cream.
Oh, yeah. It's like a walk-up thing where they have the window. Okay.
You walk up, but they make all the ice cream. It's fantastic. Except now that I'm getting old and gray, I've discovered that cottage cheese is not a good thing for me to eat at night anymore. Neither is yogurt, milk.
Don't tell me. I went to a restaurant, a very fine Italian restaurant, Saturday night. A very, very good one in Costa Mesa. I'm not going to say the name because it's probably a fluke, but when I got home that night, just pissing out of my ass.
Oh.
It was like, whoa. And I felt like it was churning. Oh, my God. Been kind of on and off until just before I came over here today.
All right. Well, if we have to stop the show, I ate guys.
There. Yeah, that might be why, but I think I'm okay. I took one of those anti-diarrheals before I came over.
Okay.
It seems okay.
Well, we wouldn't know if it was you or Coda anyways. That dog's getting so old, he's shitting all over the place.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Wow. It was burning last time. Luckily, as a dad, you can usually, if you're in the bathroom, you can like look into a drawer and you'll find a tube of Desitin. It's like left over from when the girls have some issue. I'm like, oh, thank God. that. So I was able to spread a little Desitin down in my nethers, and it helps.
Yeah.
That stuff works.
I like butt cream.
The butt paste?
Butt paste, yeah. It's called, because it has the word
used
butt
that
in
one.
it. It's
We always use that blue and white Desitin one.
Yeah, the butt brand was better for my kids. One of my kids got diaper rash all the time, so we're constantly like
that little son of a bitch
scratching that in there. But he's so interesting now. Now that I don't have to wipe his ass, I like him so much more.
Yeah. But you need to go through that wiping of the ass point to really bond with him. It is a bonding
I don't think
thing.
so.
No, I think it is.
I think in a perfect world, you have a nanny and a babysitter and a housekeeper and a wife and maybe the wife's
and
friend,
a mistress. Yeah,
that takes care of all that for you.
Yeah.
You never have to do it.
All right, I'm prepared to go back on my previous statement. By the way, we should say the views and opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions expressed in the show once we sober up.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say
Brittany Page. I don't think they almost ever do reflect Brittany Page's opinions and views. Maybe sometimes.
Jesse,
her and I were definitely seeing eye to eye on Star Wars. See?
Oh, okay.
We found common ground there.
Nice.
I always find when I tell a Democrat that I'm a Democrat and then I just start spewing my same stuff, they agree with me.
Oh.
It's weird. I'm just going to start saying I'm a Democrat now and just say my same stuff. And I'll be in a room where if I start talking about free markets, I'll say I'm a Democrat, but I'll get both the Democrat and the Republican people liking what I'm saying.
Oh, so what if
it's a weird phenomenon? Then actually that's kind of the same. It's almost walking the line between. The Democrats don't hate you as much if you say you're a libertarian. It's sort of like it's okay to be a libertarian, but not quite a Republican, which I actually am. I think I'm libertarian sometimes, but except on the isolationist issue, I'm probably mostly libertarian.
I used to lean.
I mean, what am I saying? I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. Now I will go on.
I used to lean libertarian, but now I'm fiercely independent.
Yeah, I'm pretty much independent too. I think, boy, we're really screwed this next election. By the way, it looks like if Hillary doesn't get arrested, she will probably easily win because it's probably going to be Donald Trump. She's going to shellac him. If you're looking at a place like what's that website?
Can anybody on the show do a Google search?
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier today. It's for betting. It's betting odds on those where people are. Betfair.com is in England, but there's another offshoot that John Stossel and some other guy do, and they just have a running total every 5 minutes of what the odds are. He's losing to Hillary like 17% to 50%.
Right.
And that's people putting up cold hard cash.
Cold hard.
Cold
cash.
and hard.
Yeah, I just want to mention
those are that kind of thing is rarely wrong.
Growly Bear has asked for clarification. For the rest of you listeners, Growly Bear's in the chat room, so his opinions can sometimes be reflected when I glance over at the computer. He wants to know, how does the cream stop the runs? It's just cream. Oh, it's not like a cork.
I right before I was saying that, I think I said that it was burning. So there was something down there was like getting lit on fire as things were passing through. Okay. So that was what the cream was for. Sorry, thanks for that clarification request there, Big Growly Bear.
That's right.
So maybe there's hemorrhoidal action going on.
Ooh,
something was really burning, but man, that stuff doused it like snow on a fire.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to talk about one of my favorite topics.
Oh.
I want to talk about coffee for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I learned something about coffee recently completely by accident, and I'm blown away.
Oh, okay.
So, have you ever had a cold brew coffee?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Yeah. So, cold brew coffee, it's a nice type of coffee, especially in the summertime.
Is this like the same as an iced coffee, or is this different?
No, it's different. An iced coffee is where you brew drip coffee and you pour it over ice.
I've done that myself, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the way that I make sometimes is I'll make espresso and put it over ice.
Yeah.
But a cold brew coffee is where you take the cold water and you put them on the grounds in a jar or something for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then you double strain out the water from the grounds and you have a really nice, rich coffee. Well, at the Whole Foods in Laguna Beach where we stopped to have lunch, I noticed they had cold brew coffee on tap. Literally on a beer tap. I got to try that.
Yeah.
And the guy said, "Would you like regular or with nitro?" And I went, "What is that? Like super caffeinated with extra Red Bull inside?" He said, "No, it's got nitrogen injected like beer."
Oh.
I was like, "What?" He said, it's like beer. What we have the cold brew coffee, but we inject nitrogen gas into it to make it creamy. I said, I'll take that.
Have they run this past the administration to see if it's meeting with like the carbon footprint type thing? Is nitrogen, how does that react with the atmosphere?
Well, a
As
lot
far
of people
as,
drink.
is it killing us like
a lot of people
Republicans'
drink
cars are killing
beer,
us?
and it's okay.
All right, nitrogen.
So the coffee they serve at the Whole Foods in the cold brew is called Stumptown. And I thought, man, this coffee was good. So we were at Laguna Beach for the day, stopped for lunch at the Whole Foods. Went
That little downtown area there?
Yeah, I went to go play at the beach.
That place is awesome.
Blue Bubble. Like, we had a great afternoon. And on the way back to the car, I was like, I need to go get a Stumptown coffee. So I grabbed a little bag, and on the bag, it says roasted in L.A. So there is a
they're outsourcing.
There's a local Stumptown cafe in downtown that I'm going to be checking out.
Cool. All right.
Because they've got something brand new. Not only is it brand new, but they have a local roaster. So I'm happy on 2 accounts.
Wow. Blown away.
Blown away. You're not really a coffee guy, are you?
Well, yeah, I drink it every day.
Yeah, but you drink it from the machine.
I go from the Keurig thing, yeah.
It's not
Which
really
is fine.
coffee.
It's fine. I do the Italian roast.
See, I grind the fresh beans.
I put cream and sugar in it because I
morning.
really don't like coffee that much, so I just
You're
want
not
it to wake
drinking
me
good
up.
coffee. And then I have the water at just the right temperature in the AeroPress mixed up at the right.
I got to try your proper coffee.
I don't want to
here
have too much
sometime.
velocity. But I drink Italian
Too
style.
much velocity? What is it? What?
I don't want to like spin it too much and have too much
Jesus
centrifugal force,
Jesus.
like throwing the molecules around. Coffee is an adventure. It starts on a tree in the middle of the world.
Have there been any studies on this gourmet coffee like they have with the wines, where they've basically exposed all of the wine experts as complete frauds because none of them can tell expensive from cheap or good from bad, supposedly, unless it's spoiled skunky wine. Everybody can tell that. And there are some studies. And
I'll tell you the truth because anybody can notice. My wife didn't care. She would drink Folgers instant coffee and not notice. And after a couple years of me making her coffee, she was like, "Damn it!
She can't go back.
You ruined me. I can't drink coffee from anywhere. It all sucks. I drink it and I go, what is this crap?"
I'm prepared to say that that gourmet coffee is probably more noticeable than the wine. I'm prepared to say that. Well, I'm going to have to try some.
I can even tell you get really good coffee beans, right? Pour some beans in the grinder, grind them up. A few days go by, the taste starts to change. And then one day it will be bitter. And you go, oh, the beans just went bad. Toss them out.
Okay.
I had that happen just the other day. Beans went bad.
Hey, do you want to hear about my skateboard quandary? I brought it up a couple of times. Do you have anything on your list that you wanted to talk about right now?
I had a whole list of things to possibly bring up. So
what do you got? What's on your list?
Tell me about your skateboard thing.
Well, skateboard
first.
quandary. I ordered a little while back few things, but I wanted to get a long board, kind of like you have, long skateboard. And somebody texting us over there, somebody messaging us.
Growly Bear was eating lunch while we were talking about diarrhea.
Oh, I'm sorry, Growly Bear. I did a lot of growling and bearing down in the bathroom earlier.
I'm sorry. So you were ordering?
Yeah, I ordered a skateboard, like a long skateboard, like a long board, like the one you have. But this was like, a chintzy Walmart version of what you have. So I ordered one. And when it came in the package, there were 2 of them. I was like, well, what's going on? Crap, did I actually order 2? So I went back and looked. No, I only ordered 1. Well, okay. So I'm thinking, do I have to go, you sent me 2 of these. And I have to because I already threw the box away probably. I don't know what I did with it. I tore it up. It's thrashed. I'm like, don't know if I can put the thing back in the box for them. Right. Should I? I know technically I am stealing by keeping their... I am. So. No, I'm stealing by keeping their skateboard. Really, they didn't realize that they sent me 2. Probably it's a mistake. So I think I should tell them so they can get it back. But I mean, what do you am I stealing or not? I think I'm stealing. In
the package was 2 skateboards. There was clearly 2 skateboards.
Yes.
Not like 2 postcards were stuck together.
No, clearly they packed up 2 skateboards.
So they made
somebody didn't get the memo.
They made a mistake. You're not trying to trick anybody.
No,
it's not like you took a bag to the register and there were 2 things in there, and when they only scanned one, you didn't say anything. right?
Oh,
Like,
right.
like,
Like I noticed as they were, right.
They didn't scan the other $17 thing. I'll just
Yeah,
not
right,
say
right.
anything.
That would be stealing
That would
too.
be stealing. But
Yeah.
in this case, they made a mistake. They shipped you 2 skateboards. It would be very magnanimous of you to say, "Hey guys, I ordered 1. You sent me 2. Come and get the other one if you want it."
I think I should do that, but I don't care. I don't want to bother because
Right.
I charge a lot of money for this. I charge like $30 an hour to do this kind of shit. The
Right.
skateboard was only $49. Okay. Plus, I figure they've got to have someone. They got to pay to ship it back. Is it really? Are they going
Right.
to care? It's Walmart. They've got billions of dollars. They
Right.
won't even notice that. If this was a mom and pop store and this was like a $200 skateboard, I would call them or I would take it back. But I'm right on the margin where like I don't want to bother.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna keep the freaking skateboard. I think, but I actually believe that I am stealing the skateboard. But it's a low level theft. Does that make sense?
It seems like a lot of work that
Yeah.
you have to go out of your way quite a bit. Like, you're right. If it was somebody you could call on the phone and say, "Hey Jim, I just got my package and there
Yeah.
were 2 skateboards."
I would, like I said, mom and pop store. I'll give them a call.
But there's no number you can call for Walmart.
Yes, sure. There's many numbers. I'm sure I could drill down and get the right person and say,
Oh, yeah.
hey, but
There's not a
it's
number
a
where
lot
you
of,
call
it's a pain in the butt.
and the right person picks up the phone.
No, probably not.
You got to wait 4 hours. How about this?
Maybe.
Send a tweet to Walmart and say, "I think you shipped me 2 things by mistake. Tell me when you want to come pick it
And
up."
then my work is done, right? If they never
And then you're
respond,
done.
then okay.
Right? You let them know. Maybe they follow.
What if I write it down like I write it down this and I put it into a bottle and then I throw that into the ocean?
No.
Addressed to Walmart. Please forward to Walmart.
You might have a little moral self-licensing in that approach, but I don't think it'll be effective.
All right. So I think I'm stealing, but it's low level stealing, and I don't care.
Okay.
Maybe people will weigh in and see if they disagree. It's a very nice skateboard too. I like it.
Oh, yeah?
I have my dog pulling me on it today. That little dog.
Yeah?
He pulled me for like a good couple 100 yards on that thing.
I didn't see it. You didn't bring it over. We
Yeah,
could
I
have
should
compared
I
skateboards.
should bring it over.
Does your skateboard have lights?
No.
Does it recharge?
No. It doesn't need to charge anything. It's got no lights on it. It's analog, old school, long skateboard. But
That's probably
pretty good.
cool.
Pretty
It's
good.
probably cool.
The ride's nice.
My skateboard has the one feature where the lights are ingrained around the edges, and then I have a rechargeable battery to flash the red and blue lights at different patterns. But otherwise, it's a great skateboard.
These are hoverboards. They're basically the same as the other hoverboards. So they just because they roll on wheels, just like hoverboards.
Uh-huh.
So these are like a long hoverboard, right?
With no motor.
Yeah, same thing as a hoverboard.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, we're 43 minutes in already.
What?
No, 22 minutes in already.
Hey,
yeah.
if you have
I was
anything,
looking at the wrong number.
If you have anything you want to tell us about the show today, you want to talk about Dave's Desitin, or whether you think he's really a dirty thief or not, give us a phone call.
I'm not going to talk about how I applied.
657-206-0777.
Wait, I don't think you guys caught that.
Yeah.
Give Dave a call.
657-206-0777.
And if you're in a shopping mood right now, like Growly Bear's in front of the computer, I bet you could pop over to Amazon if you felt like buying something already. Don't just go buy something. But if you need something,
Right.
pop over to our website and click on our Amazon link, and then go buy your thing.
Right. You go
Same
to
cost to you. We get to wet our beak.
You go to the indispensableshow.com.
Growly Bear right now is getting on, and he's buying an entire case of Desitin. I know he's doing it because he's probably eating a very spicy meal right now.
Wait, you can
It could be questionably fresh or not.
You can click
Because he's in Singapore, isn't he? Something like that.
You can click.
No fucking idea what I'm talking about right now.
You click on the Amazon link.
Yeah, they have no fresh food in Singapore. Everyone's dead.
Or you go to theindispensable.com/Amazon.
Yeah.
And my aunt was very interested in the show. She wasn't really aware of podcasts. And I explained to her how we're starting the Amazon. She said, well, give me the bookmark. I buy all kinds of stuff there.
Oh, nice.
And she immediately used the link
nice.
to buy a book to send to my wife.
I think I saw that. It was a couple days ago. I think I saw that pop up. Yeah,
Yep.
that was very nice. Thank you.
She said, okay, I'm going to bookmark it.
He's Growly Bear said so.
It's not stealing. It's just a moral quandary. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Growly Bear.
He said no worries. I translated.
Okay. He must be Australian. He's Australian working in Singapore.
Well, all right. Well, I'm not going to even comment on that.
What else you got? You want to talk about the all Lily White Oscars, or you have something else?
Oh, I'm almost ready for Lily White Oscars. I do want to mention that you got our Stone Cold Creamery video up.
Yeah, I put it on YouTube.
You put it on the YouTube. This was a video of our advertiser that we had for Stone Cold
Sort of
Creamery.
a video. It's just a picture.
Well,
but you can hear it on YouTube.
Right. So how do they get to the YouTube channel? I'm not aware of this. I found a link in Twitter.
I think you just Google Stone Cold Creamery and our podcast, and you probably go right to the, or on YouTube. Type in Stone Cold Creamery, and then, Sable and Dave. It'll probably come up.
Okay, and we're still doing that campaign where we get no views, right?
All of our videos are 100% certified sterile.
Sterile.
You do not do viral videos. We do sterile videos that nobody fucking clicks on.
Sterile video.
Matter of fact, let me see how many hits Stone Cold Creamery has.
Ooh.
It might be because of a campaign launched against us by Andy Kindler, but no, he doesn't. He has no idea. I hope he doesn't watch this because he will not enjoy this podcast at all. Where's the Stone Cold Creamery? It's weird because I type in Stone Cold Creamery and everything with Cold Stone Creamery comes up. See,
well, you find the video, and I'm just going to follow up. There was a tweet that came in, an Instagram and a tweet, they were together, of a picture of a beautiful pastrami sandwich from Jesse Dollamore at the I Doubt It with Dollamore podcast.
Yeah.
And it's a good pastrami sandwich from Cantor's. Cantor's is a famous deli in L.A.
Very famous,
My aunt and uncle went on their first date there 60 years ago.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And that's
Cantor's
been sort of a
lot
regular all-night place. We even used to stop in L.A. once in a while. So it's sort of a thing.
I have a subset of friends who, my nickname is Mishmash because we went one night super late drunk and I ordered the Mishmash there. And they just called me Mishmash for a long time after that.
Perfect.
Mishmash is great.
So I, in turn, went to the Catella Deli a few days ago, took a beautiful picture of the pastrami sandwich at the Catella Deli.
Is this the food porn wars?
That's right. And then I sent it off to him.
I was once a food porn Jedi, the same as your father.
I would argue that the Catella Deli pastrami is probably just as good. It's really tender and juicy.
It doesn't have the same ambiance where the old waitresses kind of ignore you for a little too long. That's a little bit cool. Sometimes you'll see like Rodney Bingenheimer sitting over across from you, or like Nicolas Cage sitting there reading a script, or Johnny Depp will be hanging out there. You never see that at Catella Deli.
We still got ignored, but you're right. We don't see that. And also, I want Jesse to know, if he ever listens in to this, the bathrooms were pristine.
At Catella Deli?
Yeah. Absolutely pristine.
Not sure I can say the same about Cantor's bathrooms. I don't remember. It's been a long time since
he
I
had
used
an
their
incident
bathroom.
there. So.
Oh, he did? I didn't hear that part. I just saw the picture.
All right. Sorry, Brittany.
Incident.
Dave didn't listen to your show.
No, I didn't hear that one. Or at least that segment of the show. I gotta look for that now. I want to hear. Right. I want to hear his bathroom incident.
So show me your lily white.
He didn't pick a fight with a Navy SEAL, did he?
Your lily white opinion.
I'm not gonna tell that story because he hasn't told it. But if you're a listener of Jesse, email him or call him and ask him to tell that story about how he had a little run-in with a Navy SEAL. It's a great story. What were you asking me?
I want you to show me your lily white Oscar opinion.
Oh, so yeah, there's a little bit of a flap here. A lot of black folk are angry because all of the top nominees for everything, like Best Picture, Best actor, actress, and I think screen, everything down to all the major ones. Everything is like no black people involved in these movies at all. No stars, no directors. There's probably some craft service people, I would imagine, involved, or Teamsters or something, or
craft services,
or special effects guys. But those are all Thailand people, so probably not a lot of black folk down doing those. But so a little bit of a flap now. This is a legitimate beef a little bit. Although here's why it's a legitimate beef, because you should know that the Academy is pretty much composed of old white leftists, and they of course are racist.
Okay.
They don't think much of black people. They don't care.
But
they just write a check to the government and they assume that they're going to take care of all the poor black people out there, and don't hang out with me. I don't want to know you. I don't care.
But aren't there prominent Academy people that sort of fight for equal rights, that fight for diversity?
Yeah, but what this is there's no collusion here. This is all people doing it in their living room. I mean, they're just getting, they get a list of stuff, and everyone's just thinking, I liked that, I saw that, I like that.
Now, was there a list of...
It just shook down this time where nothing was black in the nominations.
Was there a list of 10 movies that had white lead actors and 10 movies that had black lead actors? And then
I don't think
all
so.
the black ones were shut out.
They get whatever. You have to fill out a form when you're submitting your film. Your list of credits.
Academy members are for life, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think they're for life.
I'm not sure if all Academy members get. There's a nomination process. I'm not sure how big that pool of people is, and then all Academy members get to vote. And if you're in the SAG or DGA, if you're a union member, you get to vote on your area. Like if you're a director, you can vote for best director. If you're a writer, you can vote for best writer.
Okay. Now, off the top of your head, what black actors really stuck out last year?
I didn't see very many movies out, but everyone's scratching their heads over Idris Elba because they really love this Netflix movie called Beasts of No Nation, which I've not seen. Heard it's great. Heard there's a buzz on Idris Elba. Netflix was pushing it, yet no nomination for. But
this is a movie that was only on Netflix. Not
yeah,
on the theater.
Right. I don't exactly see. So, I don't think it played theatrically. This could be
a straight to DVD release. Essentially, that's what a Netflix show is.
Yeah. Maybe
I always considered that a B movie. Like if it didn't make it to the theater, it was probably
that line's getting blurred now. But Oscars, theatrical films I'm thinking of for Oscars. A good film so far. I'm about halfway through. Straight Outta Compton, good. Overlooked, but look, this is all. Okay. This is
Straight Outta Compton did get a lot of press.
Yeah,
got a lot of,
but yet no nominations. Best Picture. I only saw maybe three of them, I think. So far, The Martian, hands down, is my favorite. I thought that was phenomenal. Did you watch it? Right, great movie, uplifting, exhilarating. It was like the best of humanity on display. Hit the beautiful tugging of the heartstrings moment. It was exciting. Right. It was fucking awesome. That's a Best Picture movie to me. Gravity won a few years back, a couple of years back.
Matt Damon, he doesn't hold the screen the same way that Tom Hanks does.
I don't know. I thought he was fine.
Tom Hanks in Castaway, there was 45 minutes of close up of his face and waves, right, and just held your attention.
Sure.
Matt Damon, we had a lot of special effects going on, a lot of props and interesting things.
Yeah, true.
It was good. I liked the movie a lot.
True that. Revenant didn't see. Room didn't see. Spotlight, not even sure what that is. But look, this is a true window.
Spotlight movie. This has gotten tons of press. It seems really interesting. It's about the newspaper breaking a story, an important story. I'm going to look up Spotlight movie because I put it on my list to watch.
But this is a window into actual, if you want to say racism, okay. Because I look, like I said, bunch of old lefties. I think these people are, they're going to be just as racist as anybody, but not so much racist as we don't notice black people. We're not interested in their movies. And this is what you got. This is the list of nominees. They didn't care about Straight Outta Compton. They don't know the music of NWA. They don't know.
Well, the story, NWA, when I was a kid, it was some of the most foul and vulgar things that you could listen to, which is partly why we did. And it is still some of the most foul and vulgar music you can listen to.
I think Two Live Crew actually probably they ran with that, and I think it sort of everyone got that out of this. It's like okay, there's nowhere to go from there. It's like the floor.
I don't play that
and
stuff.
ceiling at the same time.
I don't play that stuff for my kids.
No.
In fact, I was playing my iTunes library on random one time, and I realized I had to delete all that stuff.
Yeah, you have to get the clean version. I
went through I deleted anything that was related to Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, NWA, anything I might have listened to as a teenager, it's all gone.
What would a clean version of "We Want Some Pussy" sound like? I mean, how long would it be? We should try to make one and just for fun.
Okay, let's do acoustic version.
Look up the clean version and see if we can play it. So,
fine. Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? Black people, you don't need to be angry. This is just how it shook down. Whatever. It's a bunch of old white people.
Well, hold on. Spotlight.
They weren't. They really. If they saw the list, they would go back and change it. But do you really want that?
Spotlight film. It follows the Boston Globe's Spotlight team, operating the oldest continuously operating newspaper investigative unit in the United States, and its investigation into the widespread child sex abuse cases of the Boston area.
That sounds like it would get old white guy Academy members a huge boner.
Right?
That's why they picked that one.
It seems like a fantastic movie breaking into the church sex scandal.
Sure.
So it's on my list to watch for sure.
I'll try to see all of them.
So Straight Outta Compton. Anything else? Were there any prominent black films the last year? Because my question is,
I didn't see very many, so I can't say. But it's kind of beside the point. Like I would not, as a white guy, I wouldn't. If I saw, obviously population wise, I would look and go, what boy, every single actor was black. That's kind of odd. But if even if it was half and half, look, there's only been 2 white guys who have won the MVP award in the NBA in the last 30 fucking years.
I was thinking about
they're both
NBA,
on the same team.
actually.
Where it was like Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki. Before that was Larry Bird in like '86.
Okay.
Everybody else is black. I don't give a shit. Whatever. If they're the best player, they're the best player. Now, this is super subjective. This is just the actors and movies that these Academy guys liked. They didn't pick any black ones. Sorry. If they knew this, I swear to God, they would have went back and just picked one at random. Do you really want them to go, but we need a black guy.
But how,
throw in this. I think they're okay with that. I don't want that.
How far back does it go? Like, were there plenty of films featuring black actors and actresses? Were there films,
I don't know how many there really
films
were.
With scripts written to feature black people? Were there black authors writing scripts to be featured?
We'll have to look.
Black producers?
We'll have to wait for an in-depth, story on.
I mean, how far back does it go into the industry? Can you
mean
go
this
to
year?
Hollywood?
You mean?
Could you go to Hollywood in 2015 and just not see black people working except on Netflix films?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Were there any other black actors in these films who could have been nominated for something? I don't know. I didn't see that many of them. What I'm saying is,
I'm kind of hesitant to berate the Academy for their choice of awards if that's what the industry is producing.
It is far too subjective to make an assumption. I wouldn't assume that there's going to be white people on the list necessarily just because I'm white. And I want to see that. I'm not going to assume.
Well, it's not because you want to see it. It's because most of the people working in the film industry are Caucasian.
In that case, most of them in Hollywood, are working. But even if it was disproportionate, I don't care. If it was 80% black nominees, I don't care. So if the movies are good, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. Don't get your panties in a bunch, Spike Lee. And there were some pretty amusing tweets though about how they're boycotting the Oscars because they're lily white, and then they would show the Democrat field of nominees. I guess they're not voting either. I guess they're going to boycott the election. It's all old white people. Funny. Somehow, I think they won't boycott that.
Well, there's that guy, that Ben Carson, although he suspended his campaign.
Yeah, the Democrats have nobody. It's Bernie, Hillary, and O'Malley.
Bernie Sanders is a colored man.
He's a colored man.
Jewish men were considered Jewish people were considered colored in the early part of the century.
Mm-hmm.
We were lumped in with the coloreds,
and
it wasn't until the 60s really, till Jews were treated not as coloreds.
Mm-hmm. Did they have like Jewish drinking fountains too? What part of the bus would they have to sit on? What?
No, you mistake it. We usually own the bus.
Exactly what I'm saying. I think I brought this up before. Why would you want, if you're a white guy who doesn't like, you're suspicious of black folk and you don't like them, why would you want them behind you on the bus? I think you'd want you guys all sit in the front where keep an eye on you. Why would they? That's weird. Right. Anyway, I guess it's just to demean them. Oh, you get to the back of the bus, but then they're behind you. They could and should hit you over the head with a sledgehammer and break your skull. And I would just laugh because you're a bunch of assholes.
Wow.
There you go. God, I wish there was more stories of like from the slave days of like the slave, like when they just the guy wakes up in the middle of the night and his whole family's been slaughtered by the slaves, and they go, I just wanted you to see your family dead before I kill you. That would be so fantastic, kind of like a Django-esque thing. I would be like, oh, that's awesome. Because if you just kidnap a human and you think you own them and you're mistreating them, I want to see them murder you. It's not murder, by the way. It would just be killing. I just want to see them take revenge and kill you. I would laugh. Well, I really would.
On a happier note, I just want to mention that I did see something on Netflix that was a new film to me called The Silver Lining Playbook. Have you seen this? Are you familiar with this?
Saw it when it came out in the theater a while back.
Okay.
I liked it, but I can't remember much of it.
Well, I wanted to pick a film that my wife was going to be into.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't usually like any of the films that I want to watch. For instance, she fell asleep watching Star Wars, A New Hope, the first time she ever saw it in her whole life a year ago. She sort of gave up on it. Like, I don't care.
What?
Like, it's all right. She's not into any good films. But usually she'll stay up and watch a comedy or a romance.
Uh-huh.
So I picked one that looked like it was going to be funny.
She doesn't like The Notebook, does she? That may be puke if she likes The Notebook and not Star Wars. I mean,
I don't know.
Really.
I don't know.
All the chicks love Notebook. Makes them all wet. It's amazing.
I wouldn't put it on for her. So the Silver Lining Playbook has Bradley Cooper, and he's a guy that sort of lost his family, lost his job, lost his wife, lost everything because he was an undiagnosed bipolar.
Yeah.
And it came up in stressful situations. He lost control. He went to a mental institution, and he has to deal with the ramifications of like being a little bit messed up and being on medication and trying to put himself back together while he's got a dad that clearly has some sort of obsessive compulsive issue. He has to deal with his life, right? His brother always being held above him because he was too much like his dad. So the brother's picture is hanging up on the wall and the guy's picture is like down on the floor, not even hung up. And then he meets a chick who's also a little bit batty, and she kind of helps him get over his wife. It's really cute.
Yeah. Right.
And then my wife fell asleep in the middle of the show, and I was staying up watching it with my eyes wide open, like, what's going to happen? What do you mean he's going to become a dancer? Do they know that's a professional dance place? What's happening? It was great.
Yeah, it was a good one. David O. Russell, right? Writer-director.
Oh, I never pay attention to
One
that.
of his movies out now is sort of not really a sequel to that, but it's got like the same actors in it and the same writer-director. It's kind of a sort of a what's it called? God damn it. It's the new Jennifer Lawrence one, whatever it is. It's I don't know if it's a sequel or not, but it's kind of I haven't seen it yet. So
I like that Jennifer Lawrence.
Something of a sequel, kind of. Yeah, she's great. She is good. I like those nude pictures of her that surfaced too. I felt bad looking at them, but I looked at them. They're very nice.
Well, you had to make sure they were real to decide whether you were going to look at them.
I want to see if her vagina was real because I know they've been a lot of work done on those lately, and it looked pretty good.
I thought she was a trans.
No.
Wasn't her name Jared Lawrence when she was born? No?
No, it's Jared Leto you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
He's a trans. He looks good as both male and female. By the way, the Stone Cold Creamery has 10 views. I was wrong. I thought it had 1.
Oh, 10 views. You guys are killing me.
Yeah, that's in danger of going viral. Keep it down there. Should we talk about anything else? You know, so someone had linked to Ray Kurzweil had a bunch of predictions he was talking about, and a lot of them were kind of pathetic, but probably true. You know, he's predicted lots of stuff. He's he's a genius. The guy's a genius. Yeah. Futurist sort of thing.
He invented one of the early synthesizers, the Kurzweil keyboard, which is still a fantastic keyboard you can play.
Yeah, he was on What's My Line as a kid, 16, I think. He invented that, and he also made a symphony that he composed with the computer on the synthesizer, like something like. But he was on the show for that. This was like back in the 50s or 60s, or whatever. Anyway, one of the predictions he was saying, I agree. Was it 50s? I don't know. Maybe it was the 50s. I have to look it up. Who gives a shit? One of the things he mentioned was something I've been saying too, is eventually, obviously, people are going to not be allowed to drive. It's going to be all self-driving cars, which is going to be bitching. Only rich people are going to be able to drive their cars because they'll probably have Ferraris and stuff. They'll have to go to a closed course. You always see that in a commercial. Right. Do not attempt. I love those commercials because anything they do that's remotely like, oh, they make a sharp right turn. Do not attempt. This is a closed course. And you're like, it's a fucking 710 freeway. I recognize it. It's not a closed course. It's a fucking freeway. But I thought, it's like it would be a progressive dream to like liberals. They're very like, oh, it's dangerous. Everything's got to be safe. Can you imagine like a self-driving Indy 500? Wouldn't that be awesome? Ooh. Like it's all robot cars. They're all driving at the same safe speed, keeping the same distance from each other.
I think
how orderly and lovely that would be for
an automated Indy 500. They could travel at more like 400 or 500 miles an hour on the straightaways.
And if there's no drivers, they could easily
deploy countermeasures against each other.
Now you're talking.
And just blow each other up. So if number 2...
That sounds like something the weird Duck Dynasty right-winger weird people would like, though.
If number 2
I'm
was
talking about a nice,
front,
safe, cruising, very...
But these are robots.
Small carbon footprint stuff. Maybe these would be electric Indy 500 self-driving cars.
Tell me if your car that you were rooting for, your team, right? Because you got to root for the programmers, you got to root for the people putting the tires on it. If your team came by and blew up the opponent, with a missile that went. Tell me you wouldn't be jumping up and down.
I would.
Yeah.
If I was not someone like Bernie Sanders, because
be the
that's a lot of pollutants going into the air.
Ultimate sport.
That sounds cool. Well, let's get to work on that. I want to be the first one to. I'm going to bring that to ESPN or something. We'll pitch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Self-driving Indy 500. Awesome.
Self-driving cars are definitely some technology that we're going to be seeing in the future.
I'm going to love it, and I can't.
Right?
I've been saying for a long time, I cannot fucking wait for the self-driving motorhome where I can get in there and go, Las Vegas, please, and I just go back and get the blender out, make a margarita, and I just go lay down on the thing.
Right.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
And I think we'll be there, and it's going to start with when the car can make sure that you don't crash. Like I'm still driving my car, and our whole generation is probably still going to be driving. Here we go. Do. Oh, what? That looks like I just got a text message. Ah!
So those of you watch, right? That's actually how Sable steers his car, which makes me really fucking nervous when I drive with him. He's like all over the lane. It's like, Jesus, dude.
So
yeah,
with computer automation and radar, LiDAR, with proximity sensors, we're going to be able to keep that more safe.
Yeah.
Right. Which is
traffic will be non-existent. All the cars will be talking to each other. How vulnerable is that to hacking, though?
Well, right now it's pretty vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Right now,
could they make it bulletproof for hacking, and like things would shut down if something was breached instead of?
We'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah.
See,
I guess we will.
Nothing is secure until it gets tested out.
Yeah.
I mean, even right now, the highest end car, you can walk up to it, and if you have a device that reads the passive keyless entry system, just open the car and drive off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the most secure, highest car right now available.
Yeah.
That's the PKES system, and they're all 100% of them vulnerable.
Good job.
That's why I've got an RFID bag, and I put my keychain in the bag so nobody breaks into my car.
That's the equivalent of the tinfoil hat. Actually not, because we learned that the tinfoil hat actually amplifies signals into your brain that you thought you were blocking with the tinfoil hat. So that's very funny. But you're saying that RFID, it actually blocks people from scanning your...
It's a Faraday bag.
Mm-hmm.
So
Faraday, who's that named after?
Faraday, there's a thin line of metal mixed into the mesh. So when you close the bag, there's
it's named after some scientist, though, right? Like Marie Curie. Faraday, what did he do? Or she? Probably a dude, right? Faraday, what did he do?
You use a Faraday cage or a Faraday bag, or in JPL.
All right, who's Faraday? I'm going to look at this.
They have an entire Faraday room where you can put a satellite in. So there's absolutely no radio waves can go in or out.
Okay. That's good. That'd be good for this show. People would like that, to have no radio waves or podcast signals going out so they can fucking listen to something else. That's
no podcasting going in or out of this show.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out who Faraday was. I know it was a person of some note. I'm not going to find it before we have to end the show. Sometime Michael Faraday, yes. Electromagnetism, induction, electromagnetic induction, and blah, blah, blah. So they were pioneers of electromagnetism, him and this Joseph Henry fella.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. I knew it was someone of those guys.
Because
I'm smart. I'm not dumb. I'm smart.
Do you remember before you had Google? Do you remember that time?
Yeah, I had Yahoo.
You had Yahoo?
I was using Yahoo before.
I had
Google.
Dogpile. One of the benefits of talking with all these instructors is, even at my old age, I'm usually one of the younger people there.
Mm-hmm.
So they can relate to things like, when I went to college, we didn't have computers to write papers on.
Mm-hmm. Those were dark times.
You had to get a typewriter.
Yeah.
Like, what? There were computers, but only certain people could use them.
Yeah. You had to be like a space guy or
If you wanted to look stuff up, you had to go to the library and get the encyclopedia out. So that helps anyways. I don't know what I was thinking about that for. Because I'm sitting here in a super high-tech room. This is wonderful. I've got 2 video cameras, lights.
Yeah, how does our stage look?
Our guest listener never showed up.
No, he didn't.
We were expecting a guest in the studio. He let me know he was going to be in town for the NAMM 2016 show. And I said, come on over.
He was just going to watch, though. He wasn't going to participate
He was
in
just
the show.
going to watch.
So,
I got a rocking chair back there for him.
yeah.
He's
Very
just going to hang out, wave. Hi, everybody.
All right, look at my notes. They're full. I put notes, and then I didn't write anything. So, again, we're going to be stumped for anything to recall for the... Look at this pencil, though. He handed me this pencil that is very beautifully sharpened. I don't know if you could see that. Hold up to something. These are like sharpened to a point where, like on a movie set, they said we need sharpened pencils, or like a commercial where they're going to be using sharpened pencils, and they have to look like this. This is a goddamn beautiful sharpened pencil. Just had to say.
That's what you get
so
when when you do school at home. You get sharp pencils.
Yeah, and you'll sharpen your own at home. And you're like, these don't look like they did on TV. Just like my quarter pounder doesn't look anything like the one on the picture, but boy, these are nice pencils. Okay.
Well, I just want to mention we had a nice bullet rye mixture. You drank yours down. I had mine also with a double IPA.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be kind of buzzing.
Well, this is only half of what I had last week when I forgot to publish the show.
Yes, we had technical difficulties last week.
So last week, the show didn't upload all the way. It failed to upload. And then I failed to check on it.
Because of Sable's drinking problem that night.
Yep. And the fact I had family coming in town.
Yeah.
At the moment that you were leaving, I was supposed to come back and fix that.
Didn't happen.
So that's all right. We got it up the next day, a couple of hours late. Sorry about that.
Booze. It's all because of booze.
So maybe next week we can talk about Apple's new
booze.
Updated
It's what's for dinner.
GarageBand app and their new my phone's
Apple
being used for something else.
Yeah.
There's a new music notes app. So I'll try it out a little bit. It just came out. You sing and it automatically gives you bass and drums.
Oh. Instant song parodies.
Automatic
song parodies. Can it auto-tune
you?
you? Can it auto-tune? How do people make, by the way, like when you see something like, I'm sure somebody's already auto-tuned the Sarah Palin's little thing she did for Donald Trump. Someone's probably within 40 seconds had downloaded the audio and was auto-tuning some sort of clever little thing. What do they use to do that?
It's a plugin called Auto-Tune.
You don't say. Hold on. Let me write this down. Plug-in for what? Just
it's a plug-in for Pro Tools
or
Pro Logic.
Tools. That's what I was getting at. Okay,
so you open it up in your digital audio workstation. I'm using Logic for the show, but I'm using Pro Tools for lots of other projects now that I'm a Pro Tools trained person and I've got some Pro Tools stuff.
Okay.
So you bring the video and the audio in, you beat map it, so you're going to put it to your drums or whatever, and then you start auto-tuning it with the plugin.
What does the auto-tune look like? Are you clicking and dragging, or you just say, hey, auto-tune it? Will it do it by itself?
You can set some parameters, set some points for it to move up and down. But
they have can you click I want you know how they have certain templates. Can you do I want Lil Wayne template, it'll add a Lil Wayne template, or I want Kid Rock template for Sarah
I don't think it works like that. I think you have to go into the audio and map the highlights to certain beats of your song so that they speak in time with
go on YouTube and
see
if I can find someone doing it. I'm curious to see how that process goes. That'd be kind of cool. All right. So
I've
learned
never
something
done
new.
One of those auto-tune the news or anything. That's sort of beyond me.
Yeah.
Well, if you had anything you wanted to share with us today, please give us a call.
Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the podcast, for it is a Google number. Its number is 657-206-0777.
Or send us an email to Sable or to Dave at theindispensable.show.com. Send us a tweet at Sable and Dave, or you can join Growly Bear and us in the chat room at theindispensable.show.com/live or alphageekradio.com.
Yep.
How's anyone going to remember all those websites and things?
I don't know.
You could always go to Facebook. If you go to Facebook and find us, we'll post stuff there once in a while.
Okay. Yeah, we will.
Maybe.
I promise.
No, at least once a week.
Yeah.
I just posted now. There might be people joining us. I don't know.
Right on.
What do you think? Oh, and if you do join us in the chat room, you can give us suggestions for titles.
Yeah.
So there's a little special tag. You hit a exclamation point S, and then you can type whatever you want to for the title.
If you're a coder out there, you could quickly come up with a Tits Podcast title generator. That'll do it automatically for us. We can just go there after the show.
That'd be pretty funny.
That's kind of what we do anyway. At the end of the show, we use our brains as random title generators.
Right.
All right, I'm talked out. I have nothing more to say.
He's done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the show. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you, Dave.
See you, Sable.